fáilte live galéir agus lá fáric hunna guibh. I'm Fiorua, and today at irishatheart.com we're bringing you a one-off event to celebrate St. Patrick's Day this year. We have music, dance, crack and lots more on the way for you all, especially for you in our global community. Check out irishatheart.com for more of our great services. So let's get the ball rolling, boys. Here we are, with a thatched cottage by the River Liffey and some lads playing music. Take it away.
My stocks, my frog, gun roggery dove. My stocks, my frog, gun roggery dove. My stocks, my frog, gun roggery dove. It's my napkin, pockle, blinzel on you. Tanyarin to sleeve gun roggery dove. Tanyarin to sleeve gun roggery dove. Tanyarin to sleeve gun roggery dove. It's the rocky ship over a conquering cree. Gavek to Maranti Velican Tra, Gavek to Maranti Velican Tra, Gavek to Maranti Velican Tra, was a Gawkis and Nordigan Rogerido.
She do a moyo and it is what is very cheap, she the body for Shariga. I cousin she was at the new wing, it's bought a good crease and mine the carony. I got her surely not a cool new when you show like I don't know. She do a mo, she do a mo, she do a mo, she kind of a navigate. She do a moyo and it is what is very cheap, she money for Shariga. Matten de boss, matten de boss, matten de boss, got it for navigate. But it doesn't my boss, it doesn't my boss, it touch it all, because all the chin
One, two, three. Out of many a mud-walled cabin eyes are searching through the night, and many a heart is blessing for the blessed morn and the light. Murmurs rang along the valley to the banshee's lonely croon, and 1,000 pikes are flashing at the rising of the moon. At the rising of the moon, the rising of the moon, and 1,000 pikes are flashing at the rising of the moon. Woo! All along that singing river a black mass of men were seen, and beside their shining weapons was their own beloved Green. Dead to every foe and to raider whistle loud the marching tune, and our army boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. At the rising of the moon, the rising of the moon, our army boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. At the rising of the moon, at the Ireland is the rising of the moon.
Well, Ireland is famous for its writers. W.B. Yeats, James Joyce, Oscar Wilde, and of course, Dublin's Brendan Behan, whose famous song, The Owl Triangle, was written while he was in prison. Take it away, lads.
A hungry feeling came o'er me stealing, and the mice were squealing in my prison cell. And the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal.
To begin the morning, the screw was bawling. Get up, ye bowsy, and clean out your cell. And the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Up in the female prison there are 75 women, and it's among them that I wish I did dwell. And the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. And I wish to Jesus they'd raise me wages from £2.6 to £3.10. And the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. All along the banks of the Royal Canal.
Hi everybody, Giagwit, agus Fáilte Road. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about what we over here call Ishkawaha, water of life, the Irish whiskey. Okay, Irish whiskey is one of the big parts of Irish culture. Has been going back into the 16th, 17th centuries. We had little distilleries popping up all over Ireland. Most of them were legal, some of them were slightly illegal, making what is called poitín these days. Okay, you might still be able to find that down in the rolling hills of Kerry or up in the mountains of Wicklow. But the legal version of that is your Irish triple distilled whiskey. What is better? The Irish whiskey, the Scotch whiskey, the bourbon whiskey? It's a completely matter of opinion. I'm not going to be the one to tell you which one it is. But fact is, up to the beginning of the 20th century, Irish whiskey was outselling the Scotch whiskey 4 cases to 1. Bourbon whiskey was just starting to come onto the world market, so that means everybody was drinking Irish whiskey in those days. Okay, it did slightly die away in the 1920s. The prohibition in America, of course, was a big cause of that. That was the biggest market for Irish whiskey, and with the collapse of this market, Irish whiskey distilleries started closing down. We ended up with only 4 distilleries in all of Ireland, so the Scotch whisky sales took over the world whisky sales. But we're coming back slowly but surely. We have over 70 live working distilleries all over Ireland again, and most of these have only popped up over the last 10 years. Irish whisky, as I said, is triple distilled, Scotch whisky double distilled, American bourbon single distilled. And that's why Irish whisky has become known as a very soft, mellow type of whisky to consume. And that is why it has gained popularity all over the world over recent years again. What is very unique to Irish whiskey is what we call a pot still Irish whiskey. Okay, yeah, in Scotland, of course, you have mostly your single malt whiskies. In Ireland, we also have our single malts, but the pot still whiskey is unique to Irish whiskey. And a pot still whiskey the pot still whiskey is a mash of malted and fresh green summer barley coming directly from the field. The reason how this pot still whiskey became developed in the late 19th century, all our whiskey would have been single malt in those days. But of course, in the 19th century, we were still under British rule. And instead of charging us extra money to sell our whiskey, they started charging us to malt our barley. And we didn't want to pay all these extra taxes, so what did we start doing? We started experimenting, and we started using the fresh barley directly from the field, which meant we had to use much less malted barley, which of course meant we had to use or pay way less taxes. We kept working at it, and eventually we came up with the recipe of 60% malted barley, 40% fresh green summer barley. And then we were only paying 60% of the original taxes, which was the main reason of it all. But the result came that with this malted barley, you had this lovely sweet softness coming from your whiskey. The green summer barley, incorporating that into the recipe, give it that little bit of more spice, peppercorn spice that was left on your tongue, and you were left with a lovely long spicy finish. And that's what Irish whiskey nowadays is becoming most known for, this so-called pot still whiskey. And that's exactly what I have in a glass here, okay? A lovely dram of your pot still 6-year-old whiskey. 60% of this whiskey is your malted barley recipe, and then 40% is your fresh green summer barley. So this is the original recipe that became developed in the very late 19th century. This is a whiskey from one of the new distilleries popping up in Ireland from just outside Kilkenny town, down in the southeast. And as you can see, the beautiful golden colour coming straight away from the maturation in your oak barrels. In Ireland, we use American oak bourbon barrels, and that's exactly what has been used here. We also use other barrels, but that is our predominantly used barrel, the American oak bourbon barrels, where the bourbon would have been matured in first. Irish law states 3 years and 1 day is the minimum for that spirit to stay in that barrel, and over these years, the longer you leave it mature, the tannin is being extracted out of the wood, out of the oak, and that is what's giving you this lovely golden colour, as well as some of the bourbon which has been left behind in the barrel is giving you this lovely goldenness. So what I would suggest, first of all, if you're tasting a new whiskey that you haven't tasted before, the first thing to do, give it a swirl in the glass, not a twirl. A swirl, okay? And what you end up with is a lovely oiliness. You're not going to see that on the camera, but you wait for it in your glass. You've seen all these oils coming down the side of your glass. The longer that whiskey has been matured for, the more of these oils you're going to slowly see coming down like little tears. And that's why in wine we call it the legs, in whiskey we call it the tears, because they look like little teardrops forming and coming down the side of your glass. Okay, so we've done that. From the result of my glass, I can see this is quite an old whiskey, and as I've already said, it is a 6-year-old, so that's giving you a nice liquidy or oily solution coming down the side. So there you got that lovely sweetness, a little bit of spice coming through. It's nearly like your summer harvest of your fresh barley. That's what's coming through, fresh cut field. You're getting the oak coming through, and you're actually getting a little bit of sharpness from your bourbon. The bourbon that has been extracted out of the wood is also been leaving a trace in your whiskey. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of sweetness like an apple. Okay, the first thing you want to do is it sweet, is it sour, is it bitter? Divide it into each of those three things. I have now said it's a sweet. If I say it's sweet, is it sugar sweet? Is it fruity sweet? I'm getting the fruity sweetness of it, like a green apple. And as I said, a little bit of oak, a little bit of bourbon coming through. I'm going to have a little taste now, okay? With a pot still, very, very important. You're going to get a lot of spice on your palate, especially on the tip of your tongue, so don't rush. Take a little bit, leave it sit on your palate, chew it apart. It's going to warm up in your mouth. You'd rather get the spice here than get it down here when it's going down, okay? So hold it as long as you can. Let it melt away in your mouth, okay? And as we say in Ireland, Slán Siúd. Chew it. Breathe in. You're getting that spice on the very tip of your tongue. Okay, you've got the warmth all over your mouth. Of course, you're drinking 40% alcohol. You're going to feel that as well. But concentrate on the spice on the very tip of your tongue. And it stays and it stays and it stays. And that's what Irish whiskey is mostly known for. That lovely, smooth, long finish. And as it is going down, of course, we're feeling the warmth. But you're getting this lovely honey-like caramel chocolate feeling melting away on your palate. So, as I'm going to stay here and I'm going to finish the glass, I wish you all the best, and you never know, we might see you over here on the Emerald Isle to have an old whiskey or two with you. Sláinte, Ihawa.
You're watching our St. Patrick's Day event held by Irish at Heart with me, Fia Rua. Hope you're enjoying it, folks. Now, we miss our pubs here in Ireland, so why don't we have some tunes from an Irish pub? Take it away, lads.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
to all that leisure, for I'm off to seek me pleasure. And the next time that you'll hear from me, it'll be a letter from New York. It's goodbye, machine Durkin. I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll dig the Brady's, no longer I'll be fooled. As soon as my name is Carney, I'll be off to California. Instead of digging Brady's, I'll be digging lumps of gold. Woo! To all the girls at home, I'm sailing far across the foam. I'm off to seek me fortune in far America, where there's gold and jewels plenty for the old and for the gentry. And the next time that you'll hear from me, I never more will say, it's goodbye, machine Durkin. I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll dig the Brady's, no longer I'll be fooled. As soon as my name is Carney, I'll be off to California. Instead of digging Brady's, I'll be digging lumps of gold. It's goodbye, machine Durkin. I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll dig the Brady's, no longer I'll be fooled. As soon as my name is Hardy, I'll be off to California. Instead of digging Brady's, I'll be digging lumps of gold.
Now, we're famous in Ireland for our dance too. Is there any dancers out there? What? Why don't you get up off your chair and join in an Irish dancing lesson? Whoa!
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Fionn O'Dowlig is my name, and I'm going to teach you this evening how to do an Irish step dance. Okay? Myself, I've been doing Irish step dancing ever since I was this height. I learned it from my father. My father actually learned it from his father. So it's gone through many generations of the O'Dowlig family. And what we're going to do is bring a bit of fun back into Irish step dancing, not the uptight, straight step dance that you might have often seen on the TV, wearing those beautiful, colourful dresses, okay? But we're going to make it a little bit sexy, if you want to call it that, okay? Like Michael Flatley did back in 1994, the Eurovision halftime show up in Dublin. That's when Irish step dancing was brought back onto the world stage, and that's what we're going to try to do tonight. A rather simplified version maybe, but this will definitely get you on the road. Might get a little bit of interest going in you guys to pursue a career in Irish step dancing in the future, who knows. Irish step dancing itself goes back into the way past with the introduction of the penal laws in Ireland. Many of these parts of Irish culture were forbidden to practice, and that's why it did die out. But as I said, 94, with the time of Michael Flatley, that's when Irish step dancing was brought back to life. What we're going to do is we're going to do one of the dances that I started off with learning when I was very, very young, very small. And this Irish step dance really gets your feet going, shows you a few different techniques that will also be used in the future when you're being a professional step dancer on the world shows. These little techniques that we're going to start learning this evening will also be used in those kind of step dances, okay? So I call this the hop step dance, okay, because there is a hop involved, there is a so-called 1, 2, 3 involved, there's the sevens involved, and the toe heel is involved as well. What we're going to do is we're going to break the step dance down completely, show you the individual little pieces, do it nice and slowly, do a little bit of repetition, and we're all going to slowly but surely get there until we have the whole part done in a few minutes time. Okay, so the very, very first part of this step dance is called the 1, 2, 3s. And it's very, very easy. And actually, before we start even practicing this, I'm going to ask a little colleague of mine here, a volunteer. Yvonne, will you do something with me?
Yeah.
Good girl, Yvonne. This is Yvonne, okay? And she's going to be the beginner, like yourselves, okay? So she hasn't actually learned this herself. She's going to learn it with you guys, okay?
Fingers crossed.
So, we're going to start with the 1, 2, 3s. Very, very easy. As the name suggests, 3 steps, okay? And what we're going to do is take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So the 1, 2, 3 looks something like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
And what I'm doing is I'm taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, Yvonne, we're going to start that.
Okay.
Start with our right foot. Okay, come back a little bit. All right. And we're going to walk forward 2 steps, 1 step back every time. Okay, ready, steady, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, next time we're going to do it is we're going to try to stay on our toes a little bit, okay? We're going to get a little bit of a bounce into this. We're not walking, we're dancing, okay? So with a bounce, nice and slow again. After the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Looking good. Well done, Yvonne. Okay. One more little piece, okay, to make it a little bit more perfect. We're going to try stay on our very spot. We're not moving forward, we're not moving backwards. We're going to stay exactly where we are. Okay, Yvonne?
Okay.
After 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well done. That's the first part completed, okay? The so-called
Yeah.
1, 2, 3s. And that is the start of the step dance. 4 of those 1, 2, 3s. So it's looking something like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. After we've done this, we're going to go into the so-called 7s. And as the name again suggests, it's 7 steps. And we're going 7 steps across this time, okay? So what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Left leg is staying behind, the right foot is out front. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you got that? So from the beginning, we're looking at something like this. I'll break it down again in a second. I'll just do what it's supposed to look like. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, we're breaking it down, okay. And if you have a partner at home or wherever you are, you're going to do it opposite the partner, okay? So what we're going to be looking at, I'm facing my partner, okay, straight on.
Yeah.
Stare them in the eye, okay. And what we're going to do is 4, 1, 2, 3s, and then you're taking your 7 steps to your right hand side. So for me, that is this way. For Yvonne, that is this way. Okay? So what we're going to go after the count of 4, and we're going to do it really slow just to begin with. Okay.
Okay.
I hope you're all fit out there, guys, because by the end of it, your legs are going to be like jelly. Okay? So we're going to keep going. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay?
Okay.
Looking good? Looking good, guys. You're doing very good. But we're going to try it again, okay? And we're just going to try perfect it, especially feel a little bit more comfortable on the feet before we go on to the next part. But we're nearly there. We're getting there. And it's starting to look like a step dance already. So, after the count of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great stuff. Well done, Yvonne. You getting there? So, after we've done this, we're now going into the so-called hop hop. And again, in Irish dancing, okay, these titles of the dances always suggest what's about to happen. And the hop hop means we're going to hop hop. Okay, so after we've done what we've just done, I'm starting with my right foot. I'm going to do a hop, hop, 1, 2, 3, hop, hop, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you're starting by hopping with the weight on your left, your right foot up. If you want to be very professional about it, toe pointed down, okay? And you're going hop, hop, 1, 2, 3, hop, hop, 1, 2, 3. Yvonne, how are we looking? Starting with your right foot first,
Okay.
or with the weight on your left.
Okay. So
Hop, hop, 1, 2, 3.
And then it's your left, is it?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
you put the weight over on your right. Hop, hop, 1, 2, 3. And don't forget what the trees are all about. 2 steps out, 1 step back. Okay, so we're reintroducing that step all the way as we're going through.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Now we're going to cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're doing the hop, hop. Hop, hop. 1, 2, 3. Hop, hop. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Okay.
And then the next part now, we're doing the 7s again, and we're moving back across the floor to meet our partner. Okay? So we're going to take our first bounce on the right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 2 3s. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay?
Okay.
So back to the hop part.
Okay.
So we're doing the hop. Hop, hop. 1, 2, 3. Hop, hop. 1, 2, 3. 7 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 2 3s. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay.
So now we're back to facing each other. Okay. And what we're going to do now is the next part, which is called the toe heel. And again, as you could imagine, toe heel. 1, 2, 3. Toe heel. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the next part again. I know there's a lot of it to take in at the minute, but we're going to keep breaking it down until you're familiar with every part, and then at the very end it's going to come together nicely like a proper step dance. Okay, so let me just start. I'll just do it on my own, Yvonne, for one moment, and I'll just show you what the whole thing up to now is looking at, just to keep bringing it back into your heads. Starting with the trees. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hop, hop. Hop, hop. 1, 2, 3. Hop, hop. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we're here. Left leg should be out front, okay, right leg behind. You put your weight on your right leg, so your left leg is nice and loose. And now we're going to do what is called the toe heel. Toe heel. 1, 2, 3. Toe heel. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the toe heel. So, very important when you're doing the toe heel, and you'll be starting on your left leg, that all the weight is on your right leg, because if the weight is on your left, you can't do much with your left leg. Okay, so the weight is on your right, that means your left leg is free to do a toe heel. 1, 2, 3, weight on your left, toe heel. 1, 2, 3, and then we're taking 7 steps back across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try that with Yvonne.
Okay.
Okay, and actually with this, we are nearly at the very end of this step. So if you're still with me at this stage, you're doing fantastic. If you're not with me, just rewind back a little bit, okay? And keep playing it over and over again, but you will get there eventually. Okay, so we're going to start from the beginning with the trees, into the 7s, into the hop hops, back into trees, 7s, into the toe heels that we just learned. Okay, so it's all slowly coming together. Okay, so starting from the beginning with 4 of the 1, 2, 3s.
Okay.
After the count of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hop, hop. First one on weight on your left. Hop, hop. 1, 2, 3. Hop, hop. 1, 1, 2, 3, and going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I finished the weight being on my right leg. So I've got my left leg free for the toe heels. Toe, heel, 1, 2, 3. Toe, heel, 1, 2, 3. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the final part, you turn towards your partner. Okay, and then we take one step in. So Yvonne, you come towards me. We're going to grab right hand to right hand. Okay, then your left hand is going between her arm and down to her waist, and the same with Yvonne. Bringing it down here. Okay, and then we're going to swing in a clockwise direction, which is this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is the end of the dance, okay? And what happens then at the end of the dance is you repeat that dance. And you're going to do it 3, 4, 5 times. If you're at a house party and there's 20 of you, make big long lines and you can all do it together, okay? So it's like a line dance. It can be a step dance if you're doing it by yourself, or a couples dance if you only have a partner with you. And as you can probably hear, I'm starting to get out of breath myself. So it is quite draining on the legs, okay? So take your time. Also a great way to keep fit. If you're looking to do a bit of exercise, step dancing is the way to go. So we'll try it again from the beginning, nice and slow. And then we might even introduce some music after that. We'll see how we get on with that. Okay, after 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sevens. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hop, 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 hop. 1, 2, 3. Hop, hop. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Toe, heel. Toe, heel. 1, 2, 3. Toe, heel. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Grab. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there you go, guys. And it's 16 counts on the swing. And that, by right, if everything has gone 100% right, you should end up on the same side that you started on again, okay? But that's only theoretical again. So maybe we're going to find my good friend Neil over here, and he might grab the fiddle. And what we're going to do is we're going to do it with the music, and once we've stopped, we get back into lines, we regroup, and we'll do this dance 2 or 3 times in a row, okay? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now sevens. 1. Hop, hop. 1, 2, 3. Hop, hop. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Toe, heel, toe, heel. 1, 2, 3. Toe, heel. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're swinging. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, not so bad.
I'm out of breath.
Okay, now we're going to do it in real time, and we're going to do it nice and fast, and we'll give it a right go. See how fit we really are. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Hop, hop. Hop, hop. 1, 2. Hop, hop. 1, 2. 7. 1, 2. 1, 2. Toe heel. Toe heel. 1, 2. Toe heel. 1, 2. 7. 1, 2. And swing!
1, 2, 3, hop, 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 hop. 7. 1, 2. Toe heel out your left leg. Toe heel. 1, 2. Toe heel. 1, 2. And swing. Woo! That'll do. Hey! Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much, and I hope you learned a little bit. And as I said, repetition is the best way to practice these things. Keep going over it nice and slow at the beginning, and you'll be able to speed it up and bring it all together to make a nice Irish step dance. And who knows, maybe we'll see one or two of you on the next River Dance show or Lord of the Dance as it's touring around the world. So best of luck with it all, guys, and thanks very much, and I hope you learned something. All the best. Bye-bye.
Oh, well, Patrick was a gentleman, he came from decent people. He built a church in Dublin town and on it was a steeple. His father was a Gallagher and his mother was a Brady. His uncle was a shock to see and his auntie was a Grady. Diddle dod, like by dod, like by dod, lyro. A diddle dod, like by dod, like by dod, lyro. Well, it's St. Patrick's Day, and what does this all mean? I hear you screaming. Well, it goes way back, that's right. You see, Ireland's a very old country, and after the last ice age, Ireland was one of the first islands to melt, the ice melt, you know, and the migration of people moved into this island, and it separated from the rest of Europe, and we made our own little identity and culture, the Celtic culture, that was common to Wales and Scotland. You see, the Roman Empire, never touched us. They went as far as the top of England and they looked in over Scotland and they said, we've come far enough, lad. A load of naked Scottish lads dancing away with fires. They said, okay, it's time to go back to Italy. But the reason I'm telling you all this is because the origin of St. Patrick wasn't too far after the Roman Empire. Around the 5th century they say that Patrick came to Ireland. And some people even claim that there was a fella called Palladius. Now, Palladius was a Roman that was sent over by the Pope to Christianise Ireland around roughly the same 100 years that Patrick was supposed to be here. So there's many that claim that Patrick was actually a Roman. But the main story that's told to children here in Ireland is that Patrick was from Wales. He was a little boy of 16 when he was kidnapped and brought over to Ireland as a slave by these Irish big warrior fellas. He escaped then, went back to Wales, became a shepherd and minded the sheep in Wales.
when he had a dream one night that the Irish people were calling him back. Patrick, come back, we need your holy wisdom. So he made his way back over to Ireland again, and he brought Christianity with him. How did he convert them to Christianity? Well, that's where the shamrock comes into the equation. You see, the shamrock tradition, the tradition of wearing the shamrock, or in my case, wearing a badge today, came from the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the 3 leaves of the shamrock. And that supposedly is how Patrick kind of communicated the message of Christianity to these people, these Irish natives. Now, of course, we had our own traditions here in Ireland. We had these huge pagan traditions. We had Newgrange built before the pyramids. We had a huge tradition of Celtic culture here in Ireland. So a lot of the Christianity, the stuff that Christianity adopted from the old ways, the wells, the holy mountains like Croagh and Mayo, were adopted by Christianity. So now we're into the present day. Well, back in the 1700s, I think it was around 1760, when the Irish emigrants decided to have their own little St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City. Now, of course, in these days, many of the Irish emigrants would have been discriminated against in New York. So this is an opportunity for them to stand up and say, we're proud to be Irish and we are here to make America a better place. And that's going on even to today now. I was in the St. Patrick's Day parade in New York a few years ago myself, and it is a sight to behold. So St. Patrick's Day is celebrated all around the world now. Indeed, in Chicago, don't they paint the river green? And it only stays green for a few hours. And there's pints of Guinness drank all over the world. They say that 5.5 million pints of Guinness is drank on St. Patrick's Day. That is a true story. Now, we have another drink here in Ireland as well that we don't talk about too often because it's kind of illegal. You know, it's called poutine. Now, poutine is made from potatoes, like you have in America, you know. We call it the Mountain Dew, you know, the Mountain Dew. There's a little song about poutine. Oh, the grass is growing, the waters flow in a free and easy way, but give me enough of the rare old stuff that grows near Galway Bay. Come gougers all from Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim too, and we give them a hup and we take a sup of the rare old Mountain Dew. Skiddly-eye little dum, skiddly-eye little dum, skiddly-um dum diddly-eye day, skiddly-eye little dum, skiddly-eye little dum, skiddly-up a dum diddly-eye day. A happy St. Patrick's Day to you all.
You're watching Irish at Heart St. Patrick's Day event, especially for you people around the globe to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I'm Fiorua. Now, you've already done a dance. You've already learnt a little bit about whiskey. So why not sing a few ballads? Here's a few songs that you might recognise.
All right, here we go.
In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone, as she wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and short was no wonder, for so was her father and mother before. And they both wheeled their barrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Died of a fever, and no one could save her, and that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost wheels their barrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day!
I've been a wild rover for many's the year, and I spent all me money on a whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with the rail grade in store, and I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I went into an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady me money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay, saying a custom like yours I could have any day. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. Hey! I took out from me pocket 4 sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She says I've got whiskey and wines of the best, and the words that I told you were only in jest. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. Hey! I go home to my parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And if they'll caress me as oft times before, then I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never. Rise up your skirts, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never. One more time. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more.
Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed our one-off event for St. Patrick's Day from Irish at Heart. I've been Fia, and if you want to watch this event again or want to see some of our products or share it with your friends, go to our website, irishatheart.com. Slán a Guibh agus lá fáraigh honna a Guibh.